Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Locker Podcast. This is your entertainment podcast for everything movies, entertainment, music, video games.
We do music?
No, we don't. No, we just do everything. All right, guys, welcome to episode 5. Today we are talking about, and this is a very special bonus episode for some of you guys to celebrate our first month, and we're going to be talking about The Last of Us.
Oh my god.
So this is an extra podcast just because it's something to catch up with. We really want to talk about this. It's like the first episode. Let's get on this. Let's really dive in. We're going to be doing this for about 15-20 minutes. And we're going to get some thoughts here.
So you saw it, right?
I did see it.
You saw it today?
I saw it today.
Oh boy.
Well, I started it last night, fell asleep, started it today.
Yes. I started it today. I didn't even try yesterday. But yeah, I was like, oh, we're definitely going to be talking about this. There's probably today.
Yeah, dude. It's okay. So like we both have very different opinions on this because you played the video games and I did not.
But let's back up just a smidge and talk about like games that have been adapted to either TVs or movies. The history of that is just
Assassin's Creed.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But yes, Assassin's Creed being one of my favorites.
You just said let's talk about it.
Assassin's Creed being one of my favorite game franchises. Movie trash. Oh. So terrible.
Do we count Dragon Ball as one? No,
because that's from anime.
Okay.
Yeah, which is also bad.
What else is video games?
There's a Rampage with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Probably better than Assassin's Creed.
It did rate better on. It's actually one of the highest
Good job,
rated
Dwayne.
ones. Good job.
Good job, Dwayne.
There's Max Payne, which is Mark Wahlberg, lowly rated, but a good movie.
Okay.
There's oh shoot, I had a list too, but I didn't write it down. But basically the history of gaming turns into like movies and stuff. Terrible. The Halo TV show, terrible.
Is it?
Oh, it's real
Never
bad.
saw it. So fun fact, when I was out in Los Angeles earlier last year, they were just promoting Halo, and there was like these you remember this from being in New York, but like, you know, when you're on the side of the street, because they don't do it out here in Florida, but the posters or whatever that are on the side of the buildings.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they had that with all the different characters for Halo. But the cool part about it is when you walk past it, it would set off a trigger, and the speakers that were outside of it would just start going da da da, like the whole Halo
music
thing. Yeah.
Oh, the music's so legendary.
Dude, not gonna lie, scared the shit out of me 9 out of 10 times. And then watching other people get scared, dude. Devin came down to like come see me came over over the side to come see me that point, and I didn't tell him, just let him walk by. Scared him.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, homeless people get scared. Like, it was crazy, dude. It was awesome.
So funny.
It's fun to watch.
There's something funny about watching homeless people get scared.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think probably the posters are better than the actual show. Is it getting a season 2?
I have no idea.
Should it?
It's on Paramount Plus. I didn't even finish it.
Okay.
The CGI is really good. The story is just so boring and it's just bad.
Do you think they made a mistake letting us see who Master Chief is?
I think people are caught up in comparing it like too much to the game and not like as its own entity.
Gotcha.
Like its own separate
Even though
thing.
And it's supposed to be, right? It's like on an alternate timeline.
Yeah, it's on its own thing.
Yeah.
They're not like following any game stories or anything like that. But I don't know. I feel like they've already put a lot of money into it.
See, I have one key thing that would have made it better.
What?
Master Chief takes off his helmet, Pedro Pascal. You see?
Oh.
This is how you do it. Throw him under every helmet.
Dude, all right,
instant money maker.
So Pedro, Zaddy, right?
Dude, like, let's just so I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but let's just talk about the fact of when he punched the life out of that guard.
I loved that.
Like,
that was so good.
PTSD to the extreme, bro. Like, just bah.
Yeah, and they played it really well. Like they triggered it, and it was like, oh, that's gonna.
But okay, so like, are we about to? So that
are we doing this full spoiler?
Yeah. Let's just do full spoiler.
Full spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the show, please go watch it,
and then come back to us.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. So I know some things from the games. I don't know a lot, and you can definitely anytime you want to interject and like establish more and questions I have. They didn't show much of his daughter in the games, correct?
Like
not as
we
much
got
as
a
they
little
did.
bit more in the show than the games.
Yeah. Do you think now, compared to games to show, because I'm not sure, did they show the death of his daughter in the games?
Yep.
Do you think the emotional part stronger in the show or stronger in the game? And I it's so weird to say that these days because like video games never mattered with that. It's just like it's an
But
NPC.
Naughty Dog sells it.
But when you have like these games that have come so far,
right,
and stuff like but like
To
emotional impact, like where do you think?
Oh man, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna say the show because we were able to see more of the daughter.
Yeah,
so,
you got to
like,
feel for her more.
Yeah, like I liked her. Like she we didn't get in the game. We didn't get her like going to the watch shop or school or any of that. We didn't get the morning of, like showing that it's Joel's birthday and stuff. We didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
And it shows like how smart and like responsible she is. Like she would have been at least like best friend if she lived. Like would have been awesome. And yeah, it was like there were certain shots. So there's a shot where they rush into the truck right in the beginning of the pandemic when she was checking up on the neighbors. In the game, you play as the daughter for a bit.
Oh, okay.
And you're like looking around for Joel, and then it's just like that night. It's like 2 a.m. and like you can watch the TV of the news, like what's going on. And the daughter is walking to a room, and Joel rushes in and like slams like a screen door, and he's like, just stay back. And he's like trying to load a gun, and the neighbor's slamming their head on like the glass door and breaks in, and then he shoots him. The daughter doesn't go to the neighbor's house. The daughter doesn't interact with the neighbor at all.
Gotcha.
But feeling for the neighbors and seeing that dead guy, like the old man that was literally hand feeding like the person, they just ate him alive.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
And like just that out of focus shot where she's like talking and like the whole like
my God.
Dude, that was so
I'm getting
creepy.
chills right now. That was so fucking weird.
It reminded me of what's that movie?
Are you thinking Legion?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's another movie that does that. With like oh man, I can't think of it. If I remember it, I'll come back to it. But there's a specific movie where like they did the same exact like kind of thing.
Dude, that was like a really solid shot.
Like it was just
we should have used that.
Yeah, right? Like so many things. But I personally, in my opinion, like coming from someone that hasn't seen the show before, but also is an avid Walking Dead fan, to see something like even though it's not zombies, and I will say that as well, like this is not zombies. This is a completely different thing with like the fungal infection and the beginning of it too was showing like they didn't do that in the games, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
they explained it. Which was
yeah,
nice.
so that was really cool to like really get that daunting like tone before the title card. I think this is something that's different. I'm getting more I Am Legend vibes than I do Walking Dead. And I only
are they zombies in I Am Legend, or are they like
kind
vampires?
We don't know. Yeah,
like sunlight,
they're kind of vampires, and I know that they were supposed to be making a new movie to that, but we don't know. We're not going to talk about what happened last year during the Oscars. But we'll do that for the conspiracy video next month. But so essentially, like, I was on the edge of my seat. I do like the Ellie character. I know that one of them is someone from the video game as well, right?
Tessa?
Yeah.
Tessa's
she also
from the game.
played the video game.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's kind of cool. Definitely, like, someone that didn't really know what was going on, like, definitely called, like, oh, yeah, she's immune, like, 100%.
Oh, yeah. That was all in the game. The DNA test, like, that whole scene at the end was from the game.
That's cool.
And the shot is almost shot for shot. There's back to the beginning of the episode where Sarah, like, Joel pushes her into like the car, and they're like driving around trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
There's a FPS view of looking in front, and like you're Sarah, right? And you can like look around, and they did it perfectly.
Yeah.
On like where Sarah's looking around.
That was like a 50-second take.
It was so cool.
The long takes and everything, and just like the cut to blacks,
so good.
Just, I mean, man. And then also like, I don't know how much from this, like, what other things from this episode are like shot for shot or references from the game?
When they go back to Joel's apartment, he says like, we're trying to kill time game.
Okay.
The radio isn't. I don't remember the radio being a thing.
Okay.
There was something else I was going to mention. The subway is from the game. That guy that cheated them is from the game.
Okay.
There's a scene though where like Joel beats the fuck out of him though. He didn't die.
Okay.
You run into the Fireflies. That's a whole thing, but it's like done differently.
What about the kid after the 20-year time jump? The small
kid? Kid doesn't. No idea who that kid was.
Does that have anything to do with the plot line from the games though? Like, because I
No.
wasn't sure what was going on there with like how he like
No, I think
why
it's
he
just
was
showing
killed
how
and
like
thrown into a fire.
he was bitten.
Well, yeah, but like that was just crazy though.
Yeah, that kid, no idea who that kid is. Yeah, so there was a couple things. There was something that was frame for frame almost. I'm trying to think. Run through the episode again. What was it?
So you run through the episode. You have the beginning. You get daughter killed. Jump over 20 years later. You have the little kid getting killed or being killed, and then you jump to him being in charge or giving drugs to the guard.
So that's what I was going to mention. That doesn't happen.
Okay.
But it's a good callback to the joke that they made in the beginning, saying like, "Oh, how'd you get the money for this?" "Oh, selling hardcore drugs."
Yeah.
And later on, he sells hardcore drugs.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen in the game.
That's so cool. No, I mean, like, I personally, I loved it. I think it was a great time. Like, I mean, for you, like, was there anything you didn't like out of it? Something in there where you're like, man, they could have, or maybe could have done better?
I don't like the actress that played Tessa did a good job, but at first I didn't like how she looked physically. Like it didn't
match up,
sell me on Tessa until she started like talking like her personality.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I learned to like her like later on.
And I know that like the creators say that they're not gonna do for Joel in this like they did in like games where he's just like superhuman kind of thing. Like he's gonna be more vulnerable and more like real for everyone.
Yeah,
so
I mean it's the game, so you kind of
yeah. So,
I mean honestly, I died a lot in the game.
And you play from the perspective of both characters in the game, right? Or you just
only
going
play?
from Joel?
No, yeah, you play as Joel first, and then later on you do play as Ellie to save Joel.
Okay, so we're gonna get into even more spoilers right now, because I at least know this as well. Joel dies
In Last of Us 2.
at the end of it.
Nope.
In the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how long do you think that it's gonna take them to get there in this show?
Season 2. Season 2 is a huge jump.
End of season 2 or beginning of?
I'm gonna say
2?
beginning of season 2.
Do you think Pedro Pascal is about to come into this for one season?
Oh, I don't want them to stretch this though.
I mean, they could do flashbacks, but like, I don't think he'll do one season. I think they're gonna probably push it to the end of season 2.
End of season 2.
Give him 2 because they probably signed him for a contract for at least 2. Because I mean, unless Disney really, really needs him for Mandalorian, which I doubt, because they take their time with that show,
Right.
and they will probably end up doing a season 2 of
So
Boba
like
Fett.
the thing about the reason why he died in like season 2, it creates a whole nother other
Game
story.
2?
Game 2, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
A whole nother story for Ellie and another protagonist.
Yeah.
And like that's like his death is like crucial to that point. So I don't know. Unless they set him up to die and like it'll be season 3.
Well, let's put it this way. How Ellie and her age, is that a big thing? Like, how long are they together before he dies?
Yeah, it's significant. They're like she's old enough to like have relationships and stuff. Like
so they've been fighting together in this apocalyptic world for
years.
So he has like been like her dad.
Yeah, basically.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many years it's been?
Do
they acknowledge that?
I don't no, they didn't establish an age. I know she's like, I think it's like early 20s in the Last of Us 2. So it's probably been like a decade maybe.
Okay.
If that's best guess.
Well,
somebody can correct me.
In
if
this
I'm
show,
wrong,
she kind of seems like she's around like 14, 15.
Yeah, she is 14,
so
15.
let's say about 5 or 6 years,
yeah,
right?
That's fine.
So now they can go that complete time. They could do 5 or 6 seasons to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, that's
a year a season?
Like, they could. I mean, look at Walking Dead. So Walking Dead, seasons 1 through...
Right, but there's like 12 seasons in that. HBO...
Yeah, but seasons 1 through 9, like halfway through 9, take a guess how long that's been. Like, over that amount of time.
How long is it?
4 years.
Ew.
Only been 4 years.
Well, here's
the fight between Negan and Rick in season 7 and 8, 2 weeks.
That's insane.
The most amount of time that happened before that was Lori's pregnancy.
Because you're taking it like day by day, and they have to fast forward that. But you're also comparing a streaming service to like a network television TV.
No, I am. But what I'm saying is that doesn't. When you say how long can they possibly go, like a year a season is possible because they went a week a season in Walking Dead. So like it's possible for them to do that, especially if they start splitting up character by character and focusing on like these people away from Joel and Ellie because maybe like those actors can't be there, so like they can do 3 episodes on this, 3 on them. Like if they start splitting up these groups, they can do single episodes as much as they want.
That's true. There's also a thing in the game where the chapters are separated by season. So like they start in fall and we'll like time jump for a little bit, and there's like a winter section and there's like a spring section.
Did they confirm how many episodes this show is going to be for?
I mean, it can't be more than like what, 10?
Probably 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like I see them doing at least 2 before they kill him off. If they do.
Yeah.
And if they do, doesn't mean he comes off the billing. Like he still could be flashbacks.
You want a spoiler from the game?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I just said Joel dies.
So in the beginning of the game, Tessa dies.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I don't know what they're gonna do with her, but she's
not
around
already
for
been
that
dead
long.
by now.
Leaving, yes. Yes, she dies doing a distraction for Joel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. Hey, I guess looking at it from a perspective of like how long can they make this go? This is HBO Max. Let's look at Titans. Titans is not HBO Max. Titans doesn't have the best repertoire.
I mean,
and
Thrones
like,
was what, 6?
fan interaction. I don't count Game of Thrones.
No,
because I don't count anything that was cabled. Like Game of Thrones came out when cable was around, not a lot of streaming services. Like I don't think it counts for its demographic because a lot of people spent money to watch it. And then they're stuck in that.
Yeah.
So, like, if they wanted to continue to watch it, they're continuing to spend money. So, there's going to be more people that are more avidly going to do it. Where now you have free trials everywhere. You didn't have that when you had cable. You bought it, you bought it.
Yeah,
you didn't get to, like, preview it, anything like that. Now you have these free trials, which really gets people either on board or not. And if someone wants to free trial HBO Max to watch the first episode of Last of Us, they can.
Right, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
And if they time it right, they can watch 2. Because you just buy it on Friday, wait till Sunday, now you have 2. If anyone out there wants to know, this is how you easily get 2 episodes.
Clearly, we're not a sponsor for HBO Max.
Any streaming service, you do that free trial.
Doesn't Netflix
watch
give you
as much as
month?
you can?
Netflix
yeah,
gives you a month, right?
But I think HBO is a week or 2 weeks.
It's like 7 days, I think.
1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
something like that. So regardless, you could watch those 2, decide what you want, and then pay. So I'm just looking at like what this demographic is. So like, do they want to push the? I see this going. Titans is doing season 4. I don't know how.
Oh, wow.
Again, it does not have a lot of
That's crazy. They've made it to
traction.
4. Holy crap.
Doom Patrol went to 3. I think they're doing 4 as well.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
I'm
like,
surprised.
they're going far. So, I think Last of Us, depending on how... I guess it just depends on the apocalypse storyline is worn out within the community. Do people care anymore?
Ooh, I don't think Apocalypse is ever going to be worn out. You know how long Apocalypse like genre has been around?
Yeah, but like in a post world of The Walking Dead... Did The Last of Us, did they misstep by releasing it right after The Walking Dead ends and there's 3 other spinoffs about to jump off that? Or are they not? Because the thing with The Walking Dead, and this is where they have to figure this out, AMC, is they're releasing their shit on AMC Plus and AMC on the cable network. But they're releasing on AMC Plus, you get it a week early. So you get every episode 1 week early. The only time they didn't do that was for this last ever episode because they wanted everyone to see it at the same time. But you get it a week early. It's a little bit cheaper, but either way, you get both. HBO Max is the same thing. It comes on HBO, comes on HBO Max.
There are 3 spinoffs coming out for The Walking Dead?
Yes. I can say them without spoiling anything if you're that far ahead. You know about the major stuff, but there's specifically going to be one with Daryl.
Okay.
Negan and Maggie.
Okay.
And Rick and Michonne.
Weird.
Plus others that no one knows about.
That's so insane. I don't know if I don't. After watching The Last of Us, I don't know if I want to go back to The Walking Dead. I know you're a crazy fan of The Walking Dead.
Let's rephrase that. I'm a crazy fan of the comics. I think the comics were great.
Okay.
The show...
Do you think the show's kind of...
steered off.
Yeah.
The reason I even stayed on it was because
You're already committed.
I didn't like it after 9.5 seasons, and they went another 2.5 after that. Yeah, let's finish it out. Like, what at the time, I still had cable, so I was like, I'll watch it. It's on there. Might as well catch up. So, like, finishing it off, do I think it ended the way I wanted it to? Not at all. Do I think it was a satisfying ending for, like, beginning or halfway through season 9 to the end of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I think it's a good ending to the entirety of the show? No.
Are the comics done?
Yeah, the comics have been done for a while. Yeah. Which comics have you read?
Yeah, okay, that was a joke. I don't know.
Okay. Well, like, I mean, I've read all the comics.
I don't know. I think
I've
you. I don't have that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
No, okay.
But I've read all the comics, and they definitely like there was so many things they like adapted and stuff, and it was just so many things I wish they would have done. They did not do the big ending that the comics did, and that pissed me off. That
Kinda
pissed me
sucks.
off a lot. And for the people that have read the comic, you know exactly what I mean. Like,
Were they
had a
filming
lot of
already by the time the comic came
options.
out?
Yeah, no, they had a lot of ways to do this. I think the spin-offs is what got them. If they didn't do the spin-offs, if they would have kept Rick, they could have ended it much closer to the
Oh
comics
my goodness.
and had a much more satisfying ending.
All right.
But I'm not entirely sure. We're good. But to wrap up all this, like, what do you want to see out of this? Like, what's something you're excited to see out of this show?
There's
from
a
the games.
scene from the game that like it's like a whole chapter. I want to see that happen. I'm not
Give
gonna
me
say
don't tell me it, but give me like a hint so I know like when it's coming.
it has to do with a person and their brother.
Okay.
Yeah, that they
Okay.
find along the way.
Okay. I think for me, what I'm excited to see is, and coming from someone that has not seen the game but wants to see something in an apocalypse show, I want them to go more into like, I don't want her to just be immune. And maybe I'll get this. Maybe you know, and don't tell me this part because this is something I do want to know. It's like, do they really go in? Like, do they keep bringing that up? Is that a plot point? Or is that just like given as a plot armor to keep her around with the group? But do they not like go back into it because they're too afraid to like tap into that shit? Because that's what they did with Walking Dead, where it's like CDC, there's no cure, and they never really got back to that. But that's prior, and this is minor spoiler to what has been happening lately with that show with Walking Dead. Like, there might be some kind of cure or some kind of work to a cure. What they did confirm in one of the spinoffs of The Walking Dead is where it originated.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
They have done that.
Wow,
and
background.
also, I will say this one thing, and you guys know this too if you've seen Walking Dead. In the spinoff Beyond the Walking Dead, they showed something, right? And then that linked to the last 3 episodes of The Walking Dead with this little plot point. And it made me so excited to where I do want to see these spinoffs, but if these spinoffs do not take advantage of what this is, but all the characters experienced it, so like you can't not do it, but it makes it so much better.
Oh boy, I don't know if I want to know.
You do want to know.
No.
You'll never watch the spinoff?
No, probably not.
Okay. So in the spinoff, it ends like it's literally called World Beyond, and I'm gonna quickly wrap this up. More spoilers. Group of young kids, they're basically going around trying to like help their friends or whatever. When Rick went away in the show, he got like taken away by a helicopter. No one knows where that helicopter went. There was one in the first episode too. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, like helicopter! What the hell's going on there?" So these kids are like dealing with that group with the helicopter, which are called CBM, which is like in a way like kind of how it is in Last of Us with that different facility. Yeah, so like the CBM like has like using one of their sisters to like use as a scientist to figure out stuff and the cure, blah blah blah. Essentially, whole story goes, the kids make it out, some of them die, blah, whatever. End of it. Yeah. Brush over all of that because it doesn't really matter to the last freaking seconds of this show, dude. It's a scene that we don't even know when it takes place. It seems like it takes place like startish of the apocalypse, but like after it's happened. And essentially there's an unnamed character. We never see their face. And they're looking at a computer. And on the computer is Brenner from the first season of The Walking Dead.
Wow.
Where he's like, we're trying to find a cure. This stuff has come back. Like they got that actor to come back and like talk about all this on like the video screen. They're like, it just, we know where it is. And it started in France.
Oh.
And this is the crazy part, dude. Other person comes in, sees the one looking at the computer, which obviously apparently is like trying to save everyone, but an enemy to this person. This person shoots them, bop, 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 kills them. Like they fall on the computer. They walk out, right? They close the door, the steel door, and then it just stays on that body for like 5 seconds. All of a sudden, bro, body gets up, looks, and just starts running, charging, and starts banging on the freaking door like, da, da, like I Am Legend stuff. Bro, they evolve.
Cool.
The walkers get stronger. They start opening fucking doors, dude. using rocks to break windows. I'm not kidding. They found out they've been evolving over the last 10 years.
That's pretty crazy.
So when I tell you watch the spinoffs and finish off Walking Dead, get to this, dude.
Yeah.
It gets like, it was the first time ever, like, watching the last couple episodes of Walking Dead, I felt scared for everyone because I'm like, it's one thing to outdo like a mindless zombie, but now you have these ones that could climb walls.
Yeah.
And open doorknobs. But it happened in the first episode. Morgan's wife, she tried to open the door. Remember when he was looking at her through the peephole?
Oh, yeah,
She was trying to open the door. So they had it since day one.
That's
they knew
crazy.
what they were doing. They were taking the long game to get there. But I think something along the line with like writing and stuff, like with Rick and going away, I don't think Rick was supposed to go away forever. I think they wanted to probably do that storyline, and then the actor wanted to go. They're like, okay, then just go off forever and like whatever. But like, I think that still was gonna happen where he was gonna get taken.
Yeah,
I think there was gonna go more into that. But like, they had that since the beginning with the helicopter and the turning the doorknob, so they knew what they were doing.
That's crazy. Wow.
That's what I say. I didn't. A lot of shows I'll tell you to watch just because I'm a fan of it. That one I'm saying watch because I'm very curious of how they're gonna wrap that up. This is Walking Dead.
Yeah, but like.
Oh, the one that happened? World Beyond. It was only
World
2
Beyond.
seasons.
Oh, okay.
It was a limited series when it came out. Like, they only ever planned for it to be 2 seasons.
I see.
But the cool part about it is the kids that you follow, they were born in the apocalypse, so they don't know anything else.
Right, just like Ellie.
Prior. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have no idea how the world was beforehand.
That is super cool.
Mm-hmm. And they deal with normal bullying stuff, too. Like, they deal with, like,
Huh.
our things we dealt with as kids.
Yeah.
But they have no prior.
Right, now.
So, like, bullying to them is like,
yeah.
why are you being so mean? Like, it's all new. Imagine, like, restarting the world, dude. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's just the actors, not the best.
Okay. Well.
Plot, great. Actors, not the best. Like Ant-Man.
Can't have everything.
You know? Yeah.
All
Other
right,
than that, all right.
We got to wrap it up.
Yep. So, we will see you guys next time. We'll talk about probably next time episodes 2 and 3, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll talk about
2 and 3. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, by the time we come back to it, yeah. We'll be doing episodes 2 and 3 next time. We'll talk more about it. And yeah, you guys check it out and let us know down below. What do you think of The Last of Us? Are you excited for this? Are you done with apocalypse shows? And are you excited for The Walking Dead and the spinoffs? Because I'm excited for 2 out of the 3. I'm not excited for Daryl.
No, dude.
But he's going to France. That's the
played a
thing.
game
His
with
character's
Daryl.
going to
I'm
France,
good.
which means Daryl will probably end up finding the cure.
Did you know there's a game? Like a Walking Dead game with just Daryl?
Yeah.
He plays a
But
terrible game.
but his character's going to France, and like the actual actor has to move to France. They're filming it out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's where the apocalypse started. So
a lot
like
of money.
I think all these 3 spinoffs are going to probably like link together to finish off all those character storylines in a better way.
Interesting.
So anyways,
where can we find you, Adam? I did it first.
Amore Photography and Archangel Films for the company, and Nerd Locker Podcast for this podcast on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Exactly. You can find me on any social platform at the Sphere21. And yeah, that's kind of it.
All right, guys. Until then, stay safe out there from the zombies.